welcome to Attack of the Show. Tonight's special edition features the best of our convention coverage.
Yes, because what's more fun than sleeping 20 to a room with a bunch of Star Trek fans you barely know?
I can actually, I can probably think of a lot of things, Olivia.
All right, help me out here, Kev.
Okay, all right, sorry. It's Attack of the Show's convention special! Yeah!
Pick up on this.
Welcome to Attack of the Show. This is the one and only Kevin Pereira.
That is right, and that right there is Miss Olivia Munn. And today we are bringing you a special edition Attack of the Show as we get ready for our week-long live coverage of E3, the world's biggest video game event.
Yes, for 3 hours every day beginning May 9th, we'll come to you live with demos, interviews, and sneak previews of next-gen games.
That's right. Oh, you want more? Oh, then wait till you see the all-new Attack of the Show beginning May 15th. We're going to have a new set, some new faces, and even more of that signature Attack of the Show attitude.
Yes, but in the meantime, let's hit the road from E3 to Comic-Con, from Star Trek weekends to a celebration of the Big Lebowski. Tonight, we're all about our favorite conventions.
Yeah, you know, the funny pages are serious business to the tens and thousands of attendees at Comic-Con.
Yes, it's an amazing annual event where artists and writers from all over the world can meet their fans and show off their new work.
And it's been known to really bring out the inner dork and even the coolest people.
I'm in New York for Comic-Con. New York, of course, the home of famous superheroes like Spider-Man and Daredevil. Two guys who swing around the city wearing nothing but spandex. Which is bull because it's freezing. It's freezing outside, but you can feel the heat in here. I can also feel a flipper caressing my shoulder gently. There's something slightly Freudian about this outfit, Flaming Carrot.
I had a drunk person masturbate with it on Halloween. It was very frightening.
I noticed that not only do you have a lightsaber, you also have a cell phone. Does the Force have, like, low monthly plans?
I wish.
Do you transform into a refrigerator that's about to be shipped? Can I ask about the bat nipples?
Oh, yeah, you like those?
There. He just tweaked the bat nipples on national television. I'm here with Brian Michael Bendis. You're writing Spider-Woman Origin, New Avengers, House of M. Is there anything in the Marvel Universe you aren't writing?
Yes, I'm not writing Moon Knight, Archie comics, or selected Batman titles.
You just finished up the run on Daredevil, and you left Brubaker with a hell of an ending.
I wanted to do that ending where in our book, Matt Murdock actually goes to prison, so I really appreciate that I was able to do what we wanted, and he gets to do what he wanted, so.
At Comic-Con, you're like a superhero to these guys. How does that feel?
It's weird. This is like the opposite of our daily lives as creative people. I'm alone in my basement with the computer. You come here, and it's almost overwhelming, to be honest with you.
And the convention has a lot of products aimed at the target audience. For example, grow a girlfriend. And for me, grow a therapist. If you could go on a date with any superhero, who would it be?
Ooh, Wonder Woman.
I don't know, I guess it's Sue Storm.
It's the married lady, homewrecker. Hello.
Power Girl.
Yeah, I know why, too. It's because the giant rack with the big hole in the middle.
I would take the Joker. He's funny.
The Joker? He wears more makeup than you. This poster says, I'm brooding, and my monkey is angry. All right, I am here with Brian K. Vaughan. He writes Why the Last Man, Runaways, Ex Machina. How crazy is this Comic-Con?
It's been pretty crazy. It's like San Diego, but jammed into a much smaller venue.
Why the Last Man is about the last man left on Earth. Is that sort of like did that spring from like a fantasy?
I sort of wanted to take that weird male fantasy and subvert it, and do something new with it. I'm writing the Why the Last Man screenplay right now, and I'm gonna get to work on the Ex Machina movie too. So I hope they'll be, true to the spirit of the book.
Do all comic book writers named Brian have to look exactly alike?
Well, it's weird because Bendis and I were also from almost the same part of Cleveland, too. So they put something in the water that makes guys named Brian lose their hair, but we swear a lot. Here's
a question. Where are Robin's hands? This gives new meaning to the word bust. So I have to say, I've met a lot of people today, and you definitely have the biggest dice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's tomato with basil. It's good. It's been a huge day at Comic-Con. I met a lot of cool people, and you know what? I came to New York and I didn't even get mugged. Batman just stole my purse.
Have you been to Comic-Con, Olivia?
No, but we're going this summer, and I'm really excited.
Oh, yeah, that's right. After E3 and after we relaunch our show on May 15th, we're planning some exclusive shows from Comic-Con, including a very live special.
Yes, and Comic-Con isn't just about writers and artists. Superheroes are great box office, so directors and actors are always part of the crowd. People like Mark Hamill, for example.
Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go! If you need a hero, that's a name you should know.
Super Robot Hyperforce Monkey Team Go. That's not easy to say. This one was particularly hard for me to memorize, given the Alzheimer's, which is quite sadly spreading. Did we say it right, by the way? Super Robot Monkey Hyperforce Go. I am Skeleton King. You notice I hesitated? Because I don't want to accidentally say, I'm not even going to say what I did. I'll tell you off camera. I called him by the wrong name. And phone calls flew. Hey, I can get my mind around a robot monkey, but that's about it at this point. And isn't that enough? You'd think that would be enough, but no. It's got the kinetic energy of a Ninja Turtles, and it's got sort of the apocalyptic bent of a Marvel comic. Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. Did I say it earlier, right?
I think you said it right earlier.
Oh, good. Because I get memos that say, it's Hayden Christensen. I said, well, I said that. They said, no, you said Christian Haydenson. I said, oh, I feel horrible. Tell him he can call me Ham Markle if he wants. Sir Peter Hall said when he was directing me in Amadeus.
Must admit, I've not seen the Star Wars films.
I've never had a problem with that. But yeah, what card-carrying pop culture geek would admit I didn't see those movies? Kevin, shame on you. Shame on you. Now force yourself to see the original trilogy. The Batman series is still one of my favorite shows I've ever done. So well written, had a nice sense of variety, from the dramatic moments to silliness and satire and all of it.
And then we string him up and drop him in the tree. Any questions?
Joker's one of those characters that'll be reinterpreted like Hamlet, and there's no definitive. I love Jack Nicholson. I thought Cesar Romero was great. I mean, I would have asked him to shave the mustache, but other than that, it's perfectly legitimate to reinvent it for new generations.
Not now, Pooh. My audience who waits.
I realized with animation, you're not going to be seen, you're probably not going to get a lot of recognition, and it was really good and healthy for me to realize, who cares? I mean, if you really enjoy what you're doing at the time, you're working with people that are a lot of fun. There's no downside. I really feel a kinship. I think the fans know, I mean, that I'm one of them. Vicky Vale can't go into the Batcave. Alfred is so fired, you know, that kind of, I said that.
Robot monkeys, so overrated.
Kev, it's great to see Mark Hamill is actually still working.
Yeah, I thought he died in like 97. It's really cool. Glad he's around.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm glad he's around?
Yeah.
Me too.
He's a good guy. Good tan.
Yeah, he is. All right, well, who do you think would win in a fight, Mark Hamill or Will Shatner?
Trick question. The answer is the American viewing public, my friends.
Aha. All right, coming up after the break, we'll meet the world's most obsessive Star Wars fan.
Yeah, one look at his collection and you'll understand entirely. That's up next when Attack of the Show continues the attack.
Attack of the Show, baby. Attack.
Welcome back to this special convention-going edition of Attack of the Show.
Yeah, no convention experience would be complete without a visit to the dealer's room. That's the big musty ballroom full of all the cool crap that your mom threw out, and that's now actually worth a fortune.
Yeah, but some moms, it turns out, aren't quite as tidy.
No.
Yeah.
Face it, if any one of us could have figured out a way to turn our love of Star Wars into a career, we would have done it a long, long time ago. Which is why we're in awe of Steve Sansweet, who went from Star Wars collector to author to Lucasfilm ambassador. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thanks a lot, Sean. Great
It's
to be
a pleasure
here.
to have you here. You are a Jedi master.
Well, yeah, in the fantasy world, maybe.
You live the fanboy's dream. You know, you're collecting Star Wars toys, and you're working at Lucasfilm.
You know,
how did this happen? How do you do it?
It did just sort of happen. I loved science fiction growing up. I started collecting space toys a year before Star Wars came out, and Star Wars just sort of took over. I'm a writer, and I started writing Star Wars books in the early 90s, and one thing led to another. And
what's your job for Lucasfilm exactly?
Well, I have a lot of jobs there, but the one that people know me most for is fan relations. So I help edit the fan magazines all around the world and just do conventions and a lot of fan outreach.
Now, you are, as many people know, or some people know, the owner of the largest collection of Star Wars memorabilia in the entire galaxy.
Outside of a guy named George. But
outside of a guy named George.
Yeah, I mean, when I started looking for a place up in Northern California, space was the main consideration. So I have a 5,000 square foot barn that's filled with my Star Wars collection.
Wow.
So.
And how much is all this worth?
You know that American Express commercial?
Sure.
Priceless. I don't really know, and I don't think I want to know.
Really?
Yeah.
So you've never had it appraised or anything?
No, because who would do the appraisal?
Yeah, you're the expert.
Price guy,
yeah,
you know,
okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Now, you have some favorite items in the collection. We're showing the video of it right now.
Okay, what are we showing first? The Han Solo pistol?
Well, yeah, I guess we're going to get to the Han Solo pistol.
That's really a cool piece. This was an actual gun. It's a prop replica. It's very light. The real Mauser weighs about 6 or 7 pounds. So when you want to have something that just goes in Han Solo's holster, you have something lightweight like this resin gun. It's also known as the throwdown gun because it's the actual pistol that Han threw down in Jedi.
Wow. Wow. Okay, now you have some items that that you brought to show us.
Yeah, a couple of things. There's a company named Gentle Giant that scanned all the Star Wars actors for episodes 2 and 3 to be the basis of action figures and molds and things like that. And so I whined a lot, and they scanned me in Australia for episode 2 and made me a Star Wars action figure. Obi-Wan is my favorite
you're Obi-Wan.
character. Yes.
So would that make you a Jedi Master?
A Jedi,
Padawan one learn?
Yeah, Jedi Master.
Jedi Master.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
Jedi
it comes
Master.
with the card, too.
Okay, so, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
My accessories are lightsaber.
But it's out of box, so it's worth less now. I just want to point that out to you, Steve. All right, now, before we get to this, you have a book coming out.
I have a book coming out called the Star Wars Poster Book.
Yeah,
it has about 350 of my favorite posters out of about 2,300 in my collection.
It's amazing. There's some here that really caught my eye. I was just looking at this. This one right here.
That is
I don't know if we're looking at some
totally
video
bizarre.
right now, but this is a Polish
Empire poster.
Yeah, this is pretty neat. Check this out. And now, what do we have over here?
Of course, for G4, a game poster.
A game
for
poster.
The very first Atari arcade game, Vector Graphics. Still a great game.
And people know the history of how influential LucasArts has been with video games.
Absolutely. Star Wars has led me to meet and make friends of hundreds of people all over the world, and it's really enriched my life that way. So it's not just on a personal
level. It's not just it's the community.
Yeah, and the collection has nothing to do with what I do at work. It's working with people and working with fans. I love it. It's great.
Steve, it was great to talk to you.
Sean, my pleasure.
I'm in awe. Seriously.
Thank you.
So, Kev, what was your favorite Star Wars toy?
I really liked my Lando Calrissian action figure. I got to be honest. Like he was a big help to me in my adolescence. Whenever I was too shy to approach a girl I liked, I'd ask Lando what to do, and he'd always know the right thing to say.
Yeah,
it's good.
It is true. Lando is a devil with the ladies.
Yeah, you won't find many action figures at this next convention, however.
Yes, but you can be sure somebody there is working on a Death Star.
Nice.
DEF CON 13, compromised boxes, Linux, undercover FBI agents. It's all here. Today we're going to take a look inside and see if I can find the guy that's been using my credit card to play Star Wars Galaxies.
So I wanted to do a con on the West Coast that wasn't tied to like a time of the year. So I needed a name for it. I also needed a location. There are no hackers in Vegas. It was just like a barren wasteland of casinos. So if you wanted to come to the con, you actually had to drive here, get in a car, or fly here. So we were hoping that would self-select the people who really were into it. 4 or 5 years after DEF CON started, everything switched upside down. Linux was free, PCs are a giveaway, internet's, dial-up or AOL's giving you 1 million hours. So all the reasons you broke into originally are all, they switched around, they're no longer there. So it's been this whole evolution of the whole hacker scene.
Hacking is a skill set, in finding security vulnerabilities and security failures. And you have different people that are in niche areas. Like some people are not even really into the computer side of it. So every year that I come, I learn something.
Well, Wall Sheep used to be literally written on paper plates. And these guys would sniff the wireless network, and everything they saw something they shouldn't, like somebody logging in to check their mail, clear text with no encryption or protection. They'd write down the information, they'd stick it up on the wall like, you know, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And it grew and grew and grew, and it's gotten so big now, you'd think people would get smarter over the years, that now it's electronic and they project it on the wall.
DEF CON is like the real live action version of all the things that I read in life. The best thing so far that I've seen that I got to participate in was the KegBot. It's actually a kegulator that has individual tags. They're not RFID, but they're tags that store your username and password. It's an I button, and you plug it in, it tells you your stats, how much beer you drank, and you can't get beer unless you have one of those.
So what are you guys doing at DEF CON?
Well, we're showing off our RFID long-distance world record. We can basically read a tag that you would find at a Walmart, and we're going to read it from distances never before thought possible and never done before. It's possible that if the store doesn't have them set up correctly, you can rewrite the tags and change the codes that are on there. So say your 27-inch LCD TV rings up as a box of Cheetos. So it definitely has room for exploitation.
One of our biggest projects that we've been working on lately is called From the Shadows. It's an IPTV program based around new technologies and using technologies in ways never before thought possible.
What exactly is this?
It's just a normal Segway, except we took it to a chopper shop in Phoenix to have it all custom painted, mirrors put on, new rims, new tires. Just kind of pimp it out a little bit.
It's a great community of people that share interest in telephony, in computers, and security, and it's like getting a bite at that apple of forbidden knowledge.
You know, Kev, I like geeky guys, actually, and I know conventions can get pretty geeky, but I didn't know they could get as nerdy as they actually got.
Yeah, there's like a spectrum of geektitude. Like over here, it's like G.I. Joe guys, then SpongeBob fans. Those guys are way over there.
Yeah.
Way over.
Way over. I'd give them a shot, though.
Totally.
Totally. But I gotta say, Kev, those are some pretty impressive weapons you've got.
Thank you. Thanks, Olivia. I run them clean, by the way. No steroids.
There's padding in there,
Don't
isn't
touch
there?
them too much. Don't touch them.
Wow.
Still ahead, world-renowned scholar Talisker Fernley stalks that elusive convention beast, the North American Nerd. When Attack of the Show continues. You can touch it. Welcome back to Attack of the Show's convention special.
Even as we bring you tonight's special edition, we're preparing for E3, the world's biggest gaming event.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to be coming to you live for 3 hours every day from the show floor with a first look at all the games that you've got to get.
Yes, the fun starts May 9th right here on G4.
Now, the Star Trek fan scene is huge. You know, on any given weekend, there's a convention going on somewhere in the U.S.
Yes, this next guest has seen more cons than the Bunko Squad.
Ooh.
Ooh.
As any actor will tell you, the eyes are the windows to the soul, which meant that our next guest was pretty effectively screwed throughout his 7 seasons as Lieutenant Commander Geordi LaForge on Star Trek: The Next Generation. LeVar Burton, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sarah.
Good to be able to look you in the eye.
You know, it's good to see you, too.
Thanks.
Yeah. That was an excellent introduction. Screwed I was for 7 years.
Very screwed. So
Absolutely.
speaking of screwed...
Oh, you're touching the box.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
What's in the box?
The box?
What's in the box?
I brought a little show and tell.
Okay. I think I know what it is.
I brought the visor.
The visor, wow.
I did indeed. I brought it.
Now, Kevin mentioned that it looked sort of like a girl's banana clip, that stuff girls used to wear in their hair earlier in the show.
It was actually modeled after a woman's hair retention device. Kevin
Really?
is absolutely right.
Now, I thought it would be more like sunglasses, but this looks like something you got to screw into your head.
This is the very sophisticated technology that exists in the 24th century.
Aha,
And
yes.
we actually did indeed screw the visor on my head. There are a couple of screws there that go on either side. And I would put it on there and really press it up against
now
my nose.
you look familiar to me.
Yeah.
That's right. I know
Yeah,
you.
you didn't recognize me without the visor. You know how many times...
No, I recognize you. I saw you win on Jeopardy.
Okay.
You've been around.
I have been.
You've been around. The Next Generation is far and wide what fans regard as the best Star Trek series. Now,
I think so.
And you agree. You've directed episodes of subsequent series. Do you still think that the Next Generation is the one that couldn't be beat?
Well, I think the Next Generation has a specific and a very sort of special feeling in that it's so beloved. You know, I think the fans really, they really embraced it, and I think that's because they got a sense that the actors on the show really cared about each other. I mean, Star Trek has always been about, storytelling and the relationships among the crew. And I think that we sort of, because we really did all get along, I think those relationships sort of showed up on the screen, and that's what people were drawn to week after week. You have to, if you're gonna, if they're gonna come into your living room and you're gonna check in with them week after week or now, day after day, there's got to be something that draws you in, and I think it's that closeness that we really do have.
So switching gears, I gotta ask, because I watched it as a kid, what's the deal with Reading Rainbow?
You're a Reading Rainbow fan?
Yeah. I'm right in the age group. I know the song.
Do you really?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I don't know if I could sing it. I might get in trouble or something. Are you guys making more episodes?
We are. We're shooting 5 new episodes this year. It's been very difficult over the last few years to raise money. PBS is really strapped for cash.
Yes.
The federal appropriations have been cut year after year after year, but we're hanging in there. We're limping along. This will be our 24th year on the air on PBS.
That's great. I feel old all of a sudden.
How do you think I feel?
Yeah. LeVar Burton, thank you so much for being on the show.
Sarah!
And LeVar!
I love you!
I love you.
You're very cute.
Well, I know.
Wow, set phasers to fun, am I right? Zap.
I used to watch Star Trek with my sister all the time.
Really?
Yeah, we watched it. It was our little thing every week.
Were you a fan of the original series or a fan of the next gen? What kind of girl are you?
I like the one that's on our channel.
Ooh, good answer.
Good
answer. She's good.
All right, the common goo nerd has been sighted everywhere from Comic-Con to E3, but this elusive creature has never been captured on film until our naturist, Professor Talisker Fernley, tracked him in his native habitat.
I'm standing outside the E3 2005, where we are trembling with sensual excitement at the discovery of an entirely new species of Homo sapien. This is a species that could only be gestated here, in the warm, humid womb of E3. I'm coming, my elusive treasure. The only known footage of this elusive creature was done by a Scandinavian team who found one swag-starved outside of an Engage conference in Stockholm. Behold, Gnerdus ginormicus. Non-verbal, savage and unpredictable. It exists only to gather that which is more precious to its being than air. Gratis detritus. To the layman, swag. Valueless, really. And yet, the Gnerd cannot live without it. The hunt is on. A trap has been set with extremely rare swag. To Gnerd, it's like eating a seed from the hand of God. And the trap is sprung. Now it's time to fix the tracking device. Hold him steady. It'll only hurt a little bit. We have you now. From here, we can track the Gnerd's every move. Sensual. Our tracking device has revealed this to be a nexus of Gnerd activity. Let us see what happens when two of the species interact while in the midst of their swag-gathering rituals. Oh. Sensuality. We cannot judge their cruelty. Their laws are their own, handed down by instinct. I now know the only way for me to truly study them is to get close. I must become Gnerd. I knew from watching Animal Planet that the watering hole was nature's great meeting place. It was there that I would become Gnerd. It was then I understood the liberating freedom of Gnerd. Gnerd showed me the complexity of nothing. Nothing but the soulless, cold touch of a hollow marketing ploy. E3 will soon be over. He will return to hibernate in the cold subterranean recesses of some dark suburban basement. God, I love that sound.
Kev, I wonder how these creatures reproduce.
I think it's mostly by mail order, actually.
Interesting concept. Yeah. All right, stick around. There's lots more to come after the break, including a visit with everybody's favorite mouth breather, Drunk Vader. When Attack of the Show continues right after this.
Attack of the Show, baby. Attack.
Oh, there they are. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Yeah, come on. It's Attack of the Show's convention special.
Yes, we'll visit WonderCon in this half hour and check in with our favorite babysitter, Drunk Vader.
Yeah, but in the meantime, here are the answers to your questions. It's a little something we call the feed.
Now, the funeral of Detroit rapper Proof tops this week's music news with heartfelt condolences and some ill-considered marketing. Nedra Ruffin, daughter of the late Temptation singer David Ruffin, caboosed her eulogy with a plug for her son's new rap CD, which debuts in May. Nice timing. Meanwhile, Snoop D-O Double Jizzle has signed with Simon & Schuster to publish his first novel. Love Don't Live Here No Mo is described as the story of a young man living the hard life in Southern California while struggling to make it in the world of hip-hop. Sounds familiar. The publishers of Dungeons & Dragons Online are offering a free 7-day trial of the popular role-playing game. Turbine Incorporated says players who subscribe after the trial will be able to continue on with their free characters. The avatars of those who opt not to subscribe will be consigned to the torment of digital limbo. That's today's feed. Keep it right here on G4 throughout the day for more of the news that matters to you most. And visit us on the web at g4tv.com.
You know Blair Butler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what they don't know is that our own Blair Butler, she's kind of like a spy.
She's very stealth-like.
Very. In fact, to pass her on the street, you'd think she was just a regular girl, you know?
Ooh.
She's not, though. She's a geek. Seriously, which is why she was so happy to visit WonderCon in good old San Francisco.
I'm here at WonderCon, the biggest comic book convention in San Francisco. But more importantly, I'm among my people. Dude, how much did you love Infinite Crisis #4 when Superboy went ape crap and ripped the punched the Teen Titans head off? Was that awesome?
My God, you could be the coolest girl ever.
This is a Legend of Zelda shirt. It's also an effective form of birth control. That was my dork laugh. So if you guys could have any one superpower, what would it be? Telekinesis.
The ability to read minds.
I guess the obvious would be fly. To fly. Probably the willpower to not spend my money on comic books.
Super strong, maybe.
Be honest, though, there's sometimes when you fly without having superpowers. Budmen.
I've been instructed to say no comment.
This is like the greatest day of my nerdy life. Bryan Singer, director of X-Men, X2, Superman Returns. You did the panel today with Brandon Routh. How did that go?
Went very well, I think.
Yeah.
It was fun, yeah. Brandon hadn't gotten up in front of a crowd at a comic convention before, so it was fun.
I know the fanboys can be pretty ravenous, and I know a few of the decisions about Superman have been sort of controversial for them.
Yeah, it's always tough. Fans particularly have a preconceived notion of what they'd like to see on the screen. I sort of do my best at interpreting all of those and then trying to come up with some kind of happy medium that also makes sense to me. So, it's nice to be able to have a forum to explain myself when there's something that concerns people.
After I see Superman Returns, will I forgive you for handing over X-Men 3 to Brett Ratner?
Oh, I hope so. I hope you'll be happy if you're a fan of Superman. That at least, he's back.
In Superman Returns, will we be treated to anyone doing a Sarah Douglas-esque, "Oh, Superman"?
Superman. No.
Any flying manhole covers?
No, yes. But
awesome.
Not being thrown necessarily in a frisbee-like fashion.
Episode 1 was worse. No, episode 2 was worse. Was it difficult being, always isolated from the bunch?
Sometimes you just stand out. That's okay.
You're like the one blue penguin. I am so honored to receive the 2006 Mace Windu Award for outrageous nerdery. I want to thank my mom. So, when you're not killing Space Marines, what do you do? The publishers at Marvel, the people at Attack of the Show, Grandma.
See a young, dark, handsome, rich male in your future. You see them?
Is he serving me with a subpoena? Robert Kirkman, God. Wait, did he write a comic book? From what I understand, you guys have been having some domestic problems lately. One of the best things about being at a comic book convention, there's never a line for the ladies' room.
So, Kev, I'm starting to get the impression that there's a con for everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
How about James Con?
Ooh.
See what I did there? See how I
liked it. All right.
Yeah.
I need to take a second and let that marinate. That was good. Stick around, because later on, Drunk Vader will be up to his usual classy antics. That's coming up next when Attack of the Show continues right after this.
The Feed is brought to you by the U.S. Navy. Navy, accelerate your life.
Welcome back to Attack of the Show's special convention edition. Drunk Vader is on deck with his trademark wit and wisdom. But first...
You know when a bunch of helium-filled love dolls blows by on an afternoon breeze, don't you just want to pick them off with a rifle?
Always.
Didn't you ever want to bet on how many you could just take out? Oh. Then Bonsai is the show for you. Let's take a look at the craziest Japanese import since tentacle porn.
The floating lady fire arms flutter! Banzai inflate 5 sexy rubber lady dolls and attach them to floating balloons. Then we let them roam free in the countryside.
Question is, how many of these flirty, floaty ladies will the lovely Miss Jackie manage to blow to bits? To make it more tricky, we only give the lovely Miss Jackie 5 shots to complete her task.
So, how many floaty sexy targets do you think she can hit? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Yeah, to find out which sex balloon takes the prize, tune into Bonsai right here at midnight. And you can play along live online at g4tv.com and maybe join the ranks on our weekly leaderboard. Just look at these proud champions. Look at them all. So happy. Once again, it's Bonsai every Tuesday night at midnight as part of the Barbed Wire Biscuit block right here on G4. Now, the force is strong with this one, and by force, of course, I mean the booze. Yeah, it's Drunk Vader.
This is Drunk Vader. We're here at the ArcLight for a large gathering of sweaty Star Wars nerds. Vader here. Attack of the Sith. What number is it? What number is it? What are you looking at, buddy? Huh? I didn't like the sound of that. You know what? I don't like the look of you. So we're here with a collection of the coolest Uber geeks ever. What's up, dog? Yeah? Give me the pound. Oh.
My name is Princess Chela.
Chela.
La Chela.
I didn't know Princess Leia was Guatemalan. You're 3?
Yeah.
And you're already a nerd? So we're here with the Walmart version of Boba Fett. Walmart Fett. What's up with the costume, buddy? Kid Fisto?
Oh, that's my Jedi name.
Yeah, Kid Fisto.
Yeah.
That's the worst name I've ever heard in my life. This is a dream come true.
Oh,
you look great. You look great. How old are you? Illegal?
Yes, 21.
21. Awesome, awesome. So guess who I ran into at the scene of all scenes, episode 3.
Drunk Vader! I think I know what you want.
Yeah, buddy. DVD
Whoa,
these days.
there you
Chris,
go.
watch where you're putting that, buddy. Spoiler! I'm wasted. Spoiler, you're hot. Spoiler, I'm a jerk. And look, Darth Vader's in, he's in the Fat Chicks.
Ah, you got with my head, Daddy. Ah!
That's not nice to say, because I'm into Fat Chicks, too. See you guys later. You know what? Me and D2 got a lot of business. You hold down the fort.
Okay.
You know I'll talk to you later.
You know, I'll give him this much. He knows how to work a cape.
True, true. He's no Ian McKellen, but you're right. Guy does have style.
Yes.
For a lush.
Well, after the break, this aggression will not stand. See what happened when Brendan Moran visited Lebowski Fest. That's next on Attack of the Show.
Attack of the Show, baby. Attack.
Attack of the Show's convention special, everyone.
Yes, even as we bring you tonight's special edition, we are preparing for E3, the world's biggest gaming event.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to be coming to you live with 3 hours every day from the show floor itself with first looks at all the games that you're going to want to get.
Yes, the fun starts May 9th right here on G4. But in the meantime, can anything beat drinking White Russians in a bowling alley? Brendan Moran didn't seem to think so when he visited Lebowski Fest.
There's bowling, there's beverages, White Russians, oat sodas, trivia contest, costume contest. There's some really good costumes tonight. Meet and greet the actors, and then we show the movie.
Now, I gotta be honest with you. I've seen The Big Lebowski a couple years ago. Thought it was pretty funny, and then I moved on with my life. Well, it turns out a lot of people haven't quite got there yet. Whatever tempted you to come up with this idea?
Really, man, we were really bored at a tattoo convention. So we started going through some lines from the movie. And we were like, man, if they can put on this lame-ass tattoo convention, we should be able to have a Lebowski convention.
So how is business?
Very, very good.
These people drink a lot?
They're luscious.
You are the inspiration for the movie, The Big Lebowski, are you not?
In a manner of speaking, yeah. Joel and Ethan had hung out with me for a while. Thought they might want to make a movie with a bunch of friends that like to hang out. People like to look for ways to get together, and sometimes they call it Woodstock, and sometimes it's, Lilith Fair, and sometimes it's...
You put a lot of effort into this. This is some quality work here.
Thank you very much. I'm unemployed, so I have a lot of free time. Yeah.
It shows.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
It's not fair. My girlfriend, she thought we were going to get $1 million. She cut off a toe.
I'm the guy who owns the Corvette. When Walter goes to Plan B and starts smashing the Corvette, and then I come out, hey, that's my baby! What are you doing, man? I just bought the car last week! I give you a car, huh? You like it? You! Huh? You! And so on.
We're going to have to bleep that. You know, when Comedy Central runs The Big Lebowski, obviously some of the choice words, they have to be dubbed over.
Like when that guy is smashing the dude's car?
Actually, yeah, it's a perfect one. The clean version of that line apparently is, you see what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps?
Yeah, he's full of these little tidbits, folks. Don't even get him started on Star Wars trivia.
Oh.
It's scary. Kevin. Shh.
Okay.
But, you'd actually love these Star Wars fans.
Oh.
Welcome to Star Wars Celebration 3 here in freezing cold Indianapolis. Now, this is the 4th time that Star Wars fans have come together before the release of a film, which begs the question of why it's called Celebration 3. But I digress. 28,000 people are expected to be here, a third of them dressed up as stormtroopers. And the big surprise this year is George Lucas is on site, although he won't talk to me.
I just saw George Lucas this morning. I waited in line since 5 p.m. yesterday, and it honestly felt like a tsunami. It was horrible, but it was worth it getting to see George Lucas in person. There's going to be a TV series. It's going to be like real live-action actors. He said it's going to be about secondary characters, but he didn't really say which ones.
You heard it here first, folks. Second-hand information from someone else who saw George Lucas today.
Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you know that you have a water bong sticking out of your backpack?
I don't think so.
Well, maybe later you and I can meet in the bathroom.
No, I don't think so.
Are you guys getting a lot of attention because you're in costume today?
Yeah, a little bit. A little more attention because of the breasts.
Star Wars wouldn't be Star Wars without the merchandising. This place has hundreds of booths where adults can come and get toy figurines. Or something like this, my favorite, the Jar Jar Binks collectible Taco Bell mug. Boo Jar Jar is right, ma'am. So you guys playing cards?
I'm selling right now Star Wars Breakbeats. This is my remix record. It's just Star Wars remixes and such.
From like the Empire March and stuff like that? Or
Classic
what?
trilogy and Phantom Menace.
What scene in the Star Wars films do the kilts come in?
Why don't you answer that one?
It's somewhere on the editing room floor. Is it like swimming in cold water? What kind of stuff are people asking for?
Vaders. I have a lot of requests for Vaders. A lot of the cog pieces. This is called the cog. It's an Imperial cog. It's actually like the symbol for the Empire. I have implants to make my Tusken Raider eyes pop out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm really devoted. My knuckles are tattooed.
Finally, someone has it right, because what's the point of building an R2 unit if you can't race them against other ones and run them around an obstacle course? This is the 2005 running of the robots. Is it difficult to find like a really small person that wants to spend that much time in the actual robot?
I don't know any dwarfs.
I know a few. Actually, I met the guy who plays. Yeah. He says he's looking for work. Maybe you can give him a call.
As if I needed another reason to visit Indianapolis. Am I right?
Hey, Kev, sad news. I heard that you're actually not a fan of the first 3 Star Wars.
Well, you know, I hadn't seen them for the longest time. I remember watching them really young, but I went back to check them out because everybody's like, oh, you're missing it. And I wanted to see what all the hoopla was about. Dude, the special effects kind of suck, I got to be honest. I don't know what that's all about.
Because it's the 70s, Kev.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. The magical time when Chewie shot first.
That's not true, actually.
It's not. Stay where you are, everybody. Attack of the Show Special Convention Edition continues right after this. Punch it, Olivia.
Attack of the Show, baby. Attack.
Kev, when are we going to have an Attack of the Show convention?
That would actually be pretty sweet, now that I think about it.
Right.
Maybe after Attack of the Show relaunches, perhaps, on May 15th. You know, we're going to have a new set, some new faces, but the same Attack of the Show attitude. It's all there.
Yes, and don't forget our live daily coverage from E3, the world's largest video game convention. That comes to you live beginning May 9th.
That's right. Until then, I'm Kevin Pereira.
And I'm his trusty sidekick, Olivia Munn.
And you have been attacked.
Computers on Attack of the Show provided by Intel. Someone's got to lose. Make sure it's not you. Play to win with Intel dual-core technology.